Hi everybody, I know it's been a really long time since you've seen a video from me, but I'm going to do a 30 book challenge that has no end or start date to it. I'll leave the link to the original video in the bottom bar, but I originally saw this video by the cover reviews. I'll leave her YouTube and blog link in the description along with all my links if you need to find a way to get in touch with me or you just, want to stalk me on the internet, whatever, it's cool. This is a long list of questions. Obviously, it's a 30 book thing, so let's get right into it. The first book is a book that's been on your to be read list for over 2 months. Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, I have read these books before, but the third one, Forever, comes out in July, which is right around the corner, so I wanted to reread the series, so this is a good time for me to get into it, and I'm definitely going to make this one the first one I read because I love the series. A book that you started but never finished. Bran Hemrick the Farfield Curse by Caleb Nation. Yeah, as you can see, I started it, but I have a long way to go to finish it. I'm probably going to end up starting from the very beginning if I start reading it and I get very confused. Chances are that's going to happen. A book you recently saw a review about is actually Linger by Maggie Stiefvater, the second book in the Shiver series. Now, the only reason why I'm putting this book in this list is because elizziebooks, I'm probably butchering her username. I'll leave her YouTube link in the bottom bar below. She does reviews and she was doing a chapter read-along review type thing, so this counts. It was in my YouTube subscription box, okay. A book by my favorite author. I have it here because it's on my computer. I don't have, I'll explain. The Hollow End by Amanda Hocking. She has recently become my favorite author. I've read almost every single one of the books she's put out in about a 2 months time period. If you go to my blog and you look at my 2011 reading list or whatever it lists all the books I've read so far up until this point, and if you look towards the end, it's all her books because I just love her books so much. A book by an author I've never read before. Thirst by Christopher Pike. I've never heard of this book before. This book is in 3 different parts. So, I'm very interested to see how it is. It's a vampire book, obviously. I mean, it's titled Thirst. It's not going to be about wanting to drink water. First book in a series, Blue Bloods by Melissa De La Cruz. I read the first chapter already. I read it like 2 days ago before I knew I was going to do this challenge. Again, another series that I've read already, but I need to reread for my blog because it's been years since I started it. So, gonna pick up that one. A book that has received a lot of hype. Sing You Home by Jodi Picoult. I like her books a lot. A Book You've Forgotten You Had. Upside Down by Mary Jane Miller. It's a very small book. I can't even tell you when I read it, but I'm like 6 years too old for this book. It's ages 8 through 12 and I'm 18, so whatever. A Book with an Awesome Cover. Close to Home by Barbara Hall. I don't know I think it's supposed to be blind. Yeah, it's blinds. At first I thought it was like, because it's green, I couldn't really tell. So, yeah, my grandma got it for me. A book with under 200 pages. Nightlight, a parody. It is legitly a Twilight parody. And this is another book I started and never finished, so that'll be good to finish it. It's 154 pages. Nightlight is by the Harvard Lampoon. A book with over 300 pages. Night World. There's 2 other books in the series, and this one is like good 700 and something pages, so yeah. This is by L.J. Smith. A Book with an Orange Cover. The second book in the Pretty Little Liars series. If you follow my blog and you follow I was going to do a review on this book, but I didn't on my videos. I read the first one about a year ago, and then I reread it, and this is the second book in the series, so I'm excited. Pretty Little Liars is written by Sarah Shepard. A book that was made into a movie. I happened to unfortunately see the movie first, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that has to be a book, and if it's a book, I want to read it. Inkheart. Who's Inkheart by? Cornella Funky. A Book from a Different Time Period. Time and Again by Jack Finley. I had to read this book junior year for like over the summer reading of high school. I never read it. I maybe read the first chapter and I was so confused. I was a reader, but I wasn't really a big reader. But the way the story was going, I did really like it. And this book takes place in 1882, or one night in 1882. I'm not really sure. Like I said, the first time I started reading it, I was really confused. So, a book that a friend recommended is Stolen Innocence, and this is by Alicia Wall with Lisa Pulitzer. And it's been sitting on my dresser for God, who knows how long, so I'm finally going to get that over with. A book that reminds me of a season is True Colors by Kristen Hanna. And then this one is kind of cheating. It's a book that I wouldn't have picked up without a YouTuber's recommendation, and it's the second book in the Brand Hamrick series. I only say that I'm cheating when I'm picking up this one is because I already have the first one, and I kind of picked it up because it was a YouTuber's recommendation because it was his book, but because I had never read it, I was like, I don't know if I want to pick up the second one, but he holds a very good argument, Mr. Caleb Nation. I'll put his links in the bottom bar. He has like 4 different channels, but he's amazing with everything that he does. A book you bought at a non-bookstore. Okay, this I'm cheating at again. This I won in a giveaway at Goodreads. The Insider by Reese Hirscher. I'm not sure how to pronounce that at all. It's about a detective. That's all I really know. A book you bought while on vacation, or a book that is not from your hometown. This book my grandmother had given to me. I don't know where she got it. I don't know how long ago she got it, but it's a book that I really want to read, so I'm just putting this in its place. Substituting, it's okay. A book about something you want to accomplish before you die. Amazing Gracie. This book is just pretty much about dogs, but I want to own a dog before I die, so I guess that's something I want to accomplish. A book you picked up randomly at the store. My mom actually picked this up out of nowhere. It's Letters from My Sister on Love, Life, and Hair Removal. And this is by Eve Lunderman and Faye Lunderman. Probably butchering their names, but a book that you recently saw in someone's haul. Now, this is so tricky to do because I'm trying to go with books that are on my shelves that aren't just in my to-be-read stack. So this one I'm not going to read for, but I'm going to show you what the book would have been. It would have been The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I've already read this book this year. I read it in early January along with the rest of the series, or trilogy. Some people get very picky about that. I might reread it just for the purpose of this challenge, but I'm not going to count on it. Only because I've read it already, and you can see a lot of these books are really big books. So this is a maybe, but I'm definitely going to count this as part of my challenge because I already read it. A book you've read the back cover to at least twice. Mistaken Identity by Don and Susie Van Ryan and Narwhal Colleen and Whitney Clark with Mark Tabb. I don't know. It's a long list of people because I think it's based off a true story. A book from a genre you don't normally read. Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnery. I don't know. This is, not only is it a book from a different time period, but it's, I guess it would be considered a historian type of book. It's about the Holocaust. Well, it's about a girl's story from the Holocaust, so I don't know if that really counts or not, but I'm doing the best I can with the books I got. A book that has something on the cover besides a person. Love that dog. I've had this book since probably middle school. I've never read it. A book from an author you haven't read in a while. Now, by the time I finish the books previous to this, if I read them in the order of the questions, this book will be irrelevant, but it's still going to count. Perfect Match by Jodi Picoult. Like I said, I have a lot of her books, but some of them I have not read because I think she's published 18, and I think half of them have ended up on the New York Times bestseller list, so I haven't read all of them. A book that isn't just front to back print. The Vampire is Just Not That Into You by Vlad Merzik or something? I don't know. Yeah. A book by my favorite publisher would be Matilda, and this is by Roald Dahl, obviously. And publisher is plastic like I thought it was. A book that's won an award, My Earth, My Butt, and Other Big Round Things by Carolyn Mackler? American Library Association Award, an honor book. Don't really know what that means, but it's got an honor, so that's cool. And last but not least, a book I've tried to read, and every time I've started it, I've fallen asleep because I get so bored with it. But I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to try my hardest to finish it. So I'm going to make this the last book I read, and it's the last book in these questions. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Bye guys, see you soon. Happy reading.